Living and Non-Living in the Ocean. Read aloud by Big Papa Scott. Please subscribe to my channel. What is an ocean? An ocean is a very large body of water. Oceans are full of salt water. Different types of plants and animals live in the oceans. There are non-living things in the oceans too. What are living things? Living things are alive. Living things need air and sunlight. Living things move on their own. Living things need food and water. Living things grow and change. What are non-living things? Non-living things are not alive. Non-living things do not need air and sunlight. Non-living things do not need food or water. Non-living things do not move on their own. Non-living things do not grow and change on their own. Is a lobster living or non-living? A lobster needs food and water. A lobster moves on its own. A lobster grows and changes. A lobster needs air and sunlight. A lobster is living. Is a rock living or non-living? A rock does not need food or water. A rock does not move on its own. A rock does not grow and change on its own. A rock does not need air or sunlight. A rock is non-living. Is a fish living or non-living? A fish grows and changes. A fish needs food and water. A fish moves on its own. A fish needs air and sunlight. A fish is living. Is sand living or non-living? Sand does not move on its own. Sand does not need food or water. Sand does not grow on its own. Sand does not need air or sunlight. Sand is non-living. Is a dolphin living or non-living? A dolphin grows and changes. A dolphin needs food and water. A dolphin moves on its own. A dolphin needs air and sunlight. A dolphin is living. Is seaweed living or non-living? Seaweed moves on its own towards the sun. Seaweed gets food from the sun. Seaweed grows and changes. Seaweed needs air and sunlight. Seaweed is living. What do you think? Is this iceberg living or non-living? Glossary. Living means alive. Living things need food and water. They breathe and move on their own. They grow and change. Lobster. That's an animal that lives in the ocean. It has a hard shell and big claws. Non-living, not alive. Non-living things do not need food and water. They do not move on their own. They do not grow and change on their own. Sunlight, light from the sun. The end. Please subscribe.